February 11th, 1986, after 9 years in the Soviet Gulag, prisoner of Zion Anatoly Sharansky came home to Israel, to the land he'd never seen. For Russia's most famous Jewish dissident, the exaltation of homecoming was shadowed by memories of those left behind.
This happiest day of our life, I am not going to forget those who I left in the camps, in prisons, who are still in exile, or who still continue their struggle for the right to immigrate and for their human rights.
Yosef Begun, mathematician, 7 years imprisonment, 5 in internal exile. Mark Nepomniachtchi, electrical engineer, 3 years hard labor. Ida Nudel, economist, 4 years in Siberian exile. Eula Edelstein, teacher, 3 years in labor camps. 180,000 Soviet Jews have reached Israel since 1967. 2.5 million remain trapped inside Russia. 1 in every 5 has risked harassment, dismissal, even arrest and imprisonment by applying to leave for Israel. In secret and also openly, Russia's Jews fight for their Jewish integrity. They study Hebrew in underground groups. They gather in synagogues like the Great Moscow Synagogue, which is still open because of the relentless pressure from the Jewish people. Above all, Soviet Jews know they are not alone. They cling to the precious link with Israel and with Jews all over the world.
I think without pressure from outside, almost everybody of us, activists, were in prisons here.
Sharansky waited 12 years to leave Russia. Vladimir Slepak, filmed here with Sharansky in Moscow, applied to leave in 1970, and he's still in Russia. Does he believe he'll ever see Israel?
It's very difficult to say. It depends what will be the immigration policy in Soviet Union and what level will be of the pressure from outside.
For Anatoly Sharansky, the years of Jewish pressure paid off. Thousands of Israelis, among them Prime Minister Peres, came to welcome him home.
Anatoly Sharansky has fought heroically, alone, under tremendous pressure, against so many difficult odds. As a proud Jew, as a freedom-loving person, as a man with a mission, as a devoted Zionist, and showed that you can arrest a body, you cannot put in prison a spirit. Faith prevails.
Jewish faith is alive in the Soviet Union. At a Passover Seder behind locked doors, refuseniks like Alexander Lerner, Isaac and Alexander Finkelstein, Vladimir and Maria Slepak celebrate an earlier exodus, and they celebrate also that great Jew who triumphantly forced his oppressors to let my people go.
We are going to continue our struggle to open the gates of Soviet Russia, which is not an enemy of ours. Our people are entitled to reach the shores of their homeland as free people, as Jewish people. And this is an uncompromising struggle that will be continued.
The struggle will continue. Sharansky believes that one day soon the cork will explode from the bottle. All Russia's Jews will come to Israel. Soviet Jews will come to an Israel which is preparing itself for that day. They will come to a strong and vibrant nation. Through United Israel Appeal, Karen Hayasud campaigns, Jews worldwide are helping Israel to save and rebuild Jewish lives, to create in Israel a source of strength for all Jews everywhere. The Jews of Russia know, as Sharansky knew, that they do not fight alone.
I want to tell to all the Jews of the world that we together, Jews of all the world, are very strong. We are strong by our history, by our faith. We are strong by our Israel, because that's the country which unites all of us, independently from the fact where we live. And let's use the strengths for making our Israel in stronger and happier, and let's use the strengths to help to all those Jews in the world who do want to identify themselves as Jews and to express themselves as Jews in their historical land, to do it.
In the years I was in prison, there were very hard times. I spent long periods in solitary confinement. I went years without a single word from Israel. But even in the punishment cell, I used to sing, Hine ma tov u'ma na'im. Hine ma tov, how good it is and pleasant for brothers to dwell together. Anatoly Sharansky's wife Avital led the fight for his freedom. He was never alone. Now he has joined her and his people in Israel. For those left in Russia, the battle still rages. Their most powerful weapon remains the voice of the free West, the voice of the Jewish people, our voice.